Last year's runner-up, Sandi Anderson from Winnipeg, goes against Tracy Pardy from Corner Brook, Newfoundland. We talked about how difficult it is, and I mean, it's the same way in curling as well. I found over the years, is that there are communities where sometimes it is as difficult, well, it's maybe more difficult to just get out of your zone or your city. More difficult to win the national championship. The quality is that good.
In Winnipeg's case, a credit to all the Youth Bowling Council coaches and Dylas Turner in particular. She's brought up a whole generation after generation of great women bowlers in that town. And it's kind of a legacy. The Sandi Andersons and the Chris Monchaks leave that legacy for all the young bowlers to emulate.
And Sandi opens with a 15.
There's that sticky approach we saw last week a little bit. Tracy just about down on her knees. Punch the head pin. Of course, as soon as you stick, it throws off everything. Timing and release. Now better slide that time. Right through the middle.
And so an 8 count to open for Tracy Pardy. Tentative by both Anderson and Pardy.
Tracy on the second and third balls, particularly after sticking. See how she reacts on the left-hand lane. Better slide, little movement on the ball. Leaves herself a left corner. A little bit of a hook, so the ball should move from right to left on the lane.
Hold on.
Too much movement.
No, it came out of the channel. So the rack will have to be reset because the machine thinks it was knocked down, so they'll have to do a re-rack.
Yeah, and the rule is once the ball enters the channel, it can't knock any pins down.
Some of us think that that's a good thing, actually, that you can get that.
And on the other side, again, the middle of the lane, maybe a little bit more oil than they're used to, so the ball skids further on them.
So 2 opens for Tracy Pardy to start this first game, Week 3, Women's 5-pin, the Canadian Bowling Championships.
Oh, nice looking shot that time. Difference there. Sandi Anderson got it out on the lane. Good trajectory, no bounce to it.
Sandi Anderson was the runner-up a year ago against Tracy Pardy, who lost in the preliminary round. So both these ladies making their second straight appearance.
Good lift and rotation on that one again. A little bit of a backup. Catches the right-hand pocket, but a little bit thick. Left corner pin. Deadly.
Very nicely done by Sandi Anderson. First time we saw Sandi on TSN was back in the 1989-90 season of the Pins game. Made it to the quarterfinals that year's gone on to really dominate women's 5-pin play, or be one of the more dominant players in Winnipeg.
Both in singles and team events. Sandi with a huge history. Ladies team gold medalist 5 times in Canadian 5-pin play, and mixed team gold in 2007. And won a national singles title back in 1991.
Tracy wasn't sure if she was going to be able to make it to this year's championship. It was just a matter of about 8 weeks ago that she had her first daughter, Abigail. So we congratulate Tracy and husband Craig. So spares up for both, but it is Sandi Anderson with an early lead.
A little bit of a curve again, left hand pocket going away. She leaves the left corner pin. Second in a row on lane 33. Good release. Ball just starts to turn over. Both the 3-pin and the bowling ball went on the inside of that corner pin.
And again, that difficulty with that corner. All right, you should be aware of your surroundings. She must realize she's struggling there. So the minute she comes over that left lane, should she not make the adjustment?
Well, you take the left corner. I mean, you're hitting the head pin, and that's a good thing. The difference between a strike and a corner pin can sometimes be very, very minor. So you don't want to make too many changes when you're still hitting the pocket. It's when you start to punch that you make the big changes. Yeah. Second head pin for Sandi Anderson in this match.
Always nice to see Jim, Sandi's husband. And it's true what they say about this sport or any other. There's always the people who are the supporters, and in many cases it's family.
Sandi now trying to clean this up. 12 count. Slim lead in this match through 4 frames.
Interesting beginning to the game as she has the open here in 4 for a 74 count. So up by 10. And Tracy Pardy opens the door a little bit. Just needs to find string something together.
And Sandi's going to have to make an adjustment here. 2 head pins, left corner, only 1 strike in these first 4 frames. So small adjustment. Great shot that time. Left hand pocket. The ball's backing up into the pocket. She gets great reaction. There was just no doubt this is a strike. In between third arrow and center arrow. Ball backed up on Tracy. Just not sure about this hand position and the way she's coming out of it. She's not getting as much hook as she's used to. You can see the ball, it's almost rolling end over end instead of side to side movement. So that's why she's not getting any movement right to left on the lane surface like she should be.
Tracy is a cardiology technologist, and again she checks her slide as if it was just stuck a little bit, as we welcome Tracy's dad Gary.
Sandi Anderson with the lead through 5 frames. 1 pin plus the strike up in the 5th.
Tracy Pardy with just the 1 mark so far. Come on, keep going. No, not in time before the The gate came down. She doesn't overpower anything, does she?
No, she's hit the head pin 4 times out of these first 6 frames. Just nothing really flush. She's left a couple of left corner pins now. This is her third. Finally makes a spare and 1 head pin, so she's got to make a little adjustment to try and get strikes.
Expect.
No scream from Sandi. You knew she missed the target right off the bat. And when you're throwing a backup and you miss your target to the right, you got no chance to get to the pocket. Good cover though on the outside, the tougher way to do it. Good rotation on the ball. Catches the head pin on the outside. Sandi Anderson now 7th frame. Chance to increase her lead. Thin in the right-hand pocket that time. Second left corner of the match. Both of them on this lane 33, the left-hand lane.
Very nice.
Asked for it to hang on. She was just a little bit wide, but again, with that backup, the ball came back to the corner pin. Tracy now got to make an adjustment, get something happening here. Third time in 7 frames, Tracy's missed the head pin. On the inside. Oh, she's got a bit of a break there, Vic. Watch this reaction. Again, the ball's not a lot of movement. It's more end over end, and she got that flush. The 3-pin actually took out the corner pin.
But at least she has something to build on here. She got a couple of marks, a couple of spares back to back.
It's down 40 halfway through this match, so she's got to have some strikes like that to get back into this match.
And it's the first of the game for Tracy Pardy.
Just inside the 3rd arrow. That time the ball actually did start to hook. 8th frame. Great time for a strike. Solid shot from Sandi Anderson. Right-hand pocket, no question that was going to be a strike. Overthrew that one a little bit. More loft, more speed.
Sandi, who bowls out of the park alleys and the Rossmere lanes in Winnipeg. Career high 420. Her league average 254. Has a potential here of a 267.
A little bit of a stick there again on that lane. Sandi covered that spare on the inside with the backup. What happens? Well, it happened very late, that stick. She'd already got rid of the ball. Pretty good lead here through 8 frames for Sandi Anderson. Tracy now up in the 9th and 10th frames. Needs to go all the way out. Better shot.
It's not over. May have come a little too late, but the pressure is on now. Tracy Pardy with 4 marks and strikes back to back, so the pin count will help her here.
And she's got a chance for a 259. Sandi with a possible 267. But Tracy finishing first. If she can go all the way out,
look at this.
She'll put some pressure back on Sandi Anderson. These last 3 or 4 balls that Tracy's thrown, she's been more aggressive.
You know, we talked about the Youth Bowling Council and youth play. She's a former champion of the old TSN Youth Classic.
That was a great deal for the youth of Canada. They actually got scholarship money out of that, and it gave them some exposure and some experience on TV.
So her potential now is 239. She needs, though, to get everything she can here.
What she's forced Sandi into is now getting a mark in the 10th frame. With the spare, she'll finish with 239.
Oops. And enough.
A little stick again.
Yeah, little stick and lean as she manages to get the spare. So what a great finish for her, because really through 5 she had shown nothing. And then she had 3 strikes, 2 spares in the last 5.
Just aggressive. Sandi just has to avoid a split here. She can make any spare and still win this match. On the side, great shot. All she needs is 1 pin in the next 2 balls to win this match. Stay behind the foul line. Keep the ball on the lanes.
Yeah, maybe you don't even want to take a step. Just throw it from here. But getting a little bit pressure. I don't think she would have expected that, considering the way Tracy started out. And last year's runner-up will advance.
The first ball in the 10th was the absolute crucial one, and she just made a great shot on the side.
.255 for Sandi Anderson. Last year's runner-up in women's 5-pin play. We'll try to take that extra step as she beats Tracy Pardy from Corner Brook, Newfoundland. So now Sandi waits to see who she'll meet. We'll watch Ellen Godmer and Bonnie Olsen when we come back.